Hello there, dear travelers. I once again clicked on the wish list thing of Steam. There we go. Hello there, dear travelers. It is I, Alter Deliria, the star inhabiting the abandoned space station, and today we are going to be playing Death and Faeology, the demo. So we will be playing the prologue. As all as it has been the trend for this week, it is the Fall in Love Festival. So this is part of the Fall in Love Festival. So once again, I would like to thank the devs for reaching out to me and asking if I would like to cover their game. And I checked it over, and honestly, yeah, this is like right up my alley. This is like you're like a specialist on the Fae, and you get like asked to show up and stuff like that for like cases and stuff like that. I'm like, that sounds so interesting. Yeah, I'm there. I'm here. Hello. Hi. The devs were also very kind to send me a walkthrough to get the endings. So once we get an ending for the prologue, if we have time, I may pull up the walkthrough and we may see about seeing the other endings. If not, I'll just do it on my own time, and you guys will just have to play the demo. Link in the description. We're also going to be joined by a horse soon, in like 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna start, and the horse will just show up. The horse will just show up. Yeah, we're gonna start. Also, again, with the devs messaging me and stuff like that, they're also very kind to notify me of a couple bugs that exist in the demo right now, so that I don't like soft lock myself and have to like restart or anything like that. So yeah, but nothing like major, honestly. So we're chill. What if my name says here? Reading first year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. I ought to remind myself that Faeology is a relatively recent science, only a couple of decades old. This university, the only Faeology university in the whole country, was just finished being built in 1905. It is so barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I've got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions. The human world has formed its own notion of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poisoned apples ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley fairies is one I can understand since it was quite the sensation not too long ago. Although it would be clear in the eyes of renowned Faeologists that the photographs are mere imitations. Oh, is this a reference to those pictures that were taken by like these two little girls who like printed out like drawings of fairies and like just propped them up and then took pictures with those like printouts and stuff like that, and it made it look like there were like fairies in the photos? And because like photography was such like a new concept back then, people believed those were like real fairies. And like if you see the pictures now, you can tell that they're like made of paper, like it's essentially a Photoshop, right? But that's also because you have become used and accustomed to photographs and what can be seen in photographs, so that's why it is so obvious to you now. But it's like it wasn't obvious back then because again, photography was still a pretty new thing, and to a lot of people photography was only used for funerals. That's actually why like funerals and sort of like more like negative sort of reputation with photography, like family bad, etc., family death, stuff like that, uh or like this is for like the legacy, right? So that's why you see pictures with like people not smiling, and like the first pic photograph that we have of someone smiling is a Chinese man, because they didn't have that sort of like idea of photographs, and that's like why it's like the first ever like picture of a person smiling in a photograph and stuff like that. Did you know they also used to actually Photoshop photographs back then? If I could actually, I could just keep ranting about this until Zephyr shows up. Zephyr says that they're gonna be here in like a minute or two, so I can just keep ranting about this. Yeah. So they used to Photoshop photographs back then. Like even back then, they used to do that, and it's obviously hard to tell, because they obviously didn't use a computer back then, right? They used inks and like white and like essentially like whiteout paints, etc., to like modify the shape of a person. And there's like a couple photographs that we have that are like, oh, this was edited, because if you kind of look at it really really close on a magnifying glass, you can tell that it was like painted over to make like the waist smaller, make the breasts bigger, etc. Like, you know, the typical stuff. Like, Instagram girlies photoshopping their pictures aren't original. They're not original. We were doing that back in the 1900s. Like, we're not original. The human brain will do anything to make an appearance fake just to appeal to their senses. Like, it was photoshopping your pictures is not original. The only difference is that back then you kind of like, you would be able to tell if like a detail got painted over that was strange, and now you can tell because the door in the background is warping. I should continue. Actually, I should continue. Like, a pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. I ought to take a break. The grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. Okay, if this is the fate design for this game, this is fire. This is fire. Oh, I'm obsessed. Oh, this is fire. I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through trills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingley fairies again. Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poisoned apples. We don't care much for human princesses. But making poisoned apples is rather an easy feat. Should I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class to show the Fae folk is capable of more than that? At the same time, showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch? I can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. I believe some might just quit that same day if you do that. Besides, if other Faeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they'll do to you? Chances are high those people will try to pin you to a corkboard and vivisect you. I would never let that happen. I've always appreciated you pursuing Faeology to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. You've saved me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. I would never. I can hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just a tad fizzy. It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses some magical quality. While you're on break, isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's letter. Thanks for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron from a desk drawer. I lean back on my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Altair, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Leo's Gala? You could do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books for a moment in favor of whiling away an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by way of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking, of course, of yours truly. You write to me sometime before Saturday. That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Faeology isn't worth my dough, they'd say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's letter. In other news, I've heard that little Russie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. If your old friend Detective Krause hadn't been in the area at the time as well, who knows what could have happened. I find myself rather perturbed at this revelation. I would have telephoned Russie and asked what the story was, like when we were children. However, for better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. I resume reading my patron's letter. Speaking of the detective, have the two of you been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at the last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in a rather bitter taste. As you have told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. The letter is signed, yours everlasting, Oscar Henkel. Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press a pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Just then, a familiar rhythmic rapping pierces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they are nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. Come in, Minnie. Oh, hello. My assistant enters the office. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor. Yes, Minnie? Were you talking to yourself again? That's right. You know me. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumbling sounds of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when not to poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? The police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo these two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know, the man who made you crumple the papers and toss them into the trash can. In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Krause. Yes, that's the one. Oh my god, Zephyr's in traffic. We're losing Zephyr to the cars. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off-killed. It's as if, by the magic of the fairy tales I malign, the ink in my patron's letter has manifested him into the reception area. Can't you tell him I'm not delivering a lecture on the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She is surely wise beyond her years. Probably not. We'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. Alright, let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for a steadying breath before Theo barges in. He drops a box on my desk right off the bat. Good morning! What is this? Why is he in my office? Oh well, look at the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do? What? Do niceties suddenly mean something to you? I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. There was no one to say goodbye to. Then you find out I left only a few days later. At least it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. Oh. Oh. I was finishing my drink. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I feel the piercing icy silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. You're saying that somehow you didn't take with you when you left, even that oddly crafted handkerchief you love so much. That handkerchief was a gift for you! I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. What should I do with this information? I'm gonna reach out for the box. I quickly stretch out my hand to the box, yet he is just as fast in catching my wrist before I can open it. I withdraw my hand from his grip swiftly, like a startled bird soaring into the sky. That truly caught me off guard. I've forgotten what his hand feels like. I was only kidding. Although you really haven't changed much, have you? You just went straight for it. He sounds amused and slightly pleased, as if he just confirmed the accuracy of one of his deductions. Neither have you. I threw all of it away right after you vanished. He says with a subtle squint in his left eye. Another lying tale of his. I can't help but sigh at his antics. Oh, of course you did. So, what's really in the box? What are they doing outside? Wanna take a guess? Is it a severed head? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole that's an L, that's not an I, that's an L. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole Al Capone gang by himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This must be way more important than our poignant history. Case evidence? I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. It's a really big case, isn't it? He nods. The biggest of my career. And to come to me of all people, you must be at your wit's end about this. He looks away as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Ooh. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole Al Capone gang and take their bullets than have to see you again. Gee, that stings a little. So, why would you... Hold on a minute. You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? He flicks his tongue in exasperation. Oh my, it seems I've hit the bullseye. We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments because nothing I could say could change his skepticism towards mystical beings. This was certainly the chance to tease him about it, though it might be unwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. What should I do next? We'll tease him if we do look for different endings. I know this must be hard for you, but I can't help if you don't say anything. He sighs. You're right. As difficult as it is to admit, the things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped to make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still don't believe they exist. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. Little did he know, I've learned that it's moot to try to explain the otherworldly beings to him. So, what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it relates to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I hear the sound of a chuckle under the breast like a bolt from the blue. For a brief moment, his gaze on mine seems to revert to how it used to be, until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and to whom. That is, if the confidant can bring value to the investigation. And I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So tell me about the case. Why does it seem to be of paramount importance? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. The victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're from old money families, the types that make regular appearances at high society events. I see. No wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me. Chief took me off every other case and insisted I put all my time and effort into this. It's only a matter of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. And with some of the victims' peculiar manners of death, he pauses. This is where the fairies come in? He silently stares and then sighs. I swear I must be losing my mind. You've got this. Now he draws in a long, deep breath. Sorry, I tried to do the deep breath and it only made me yawn. 3 of the victims had a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard of before. Oh! The stranger's case is the one where the body seemingly hardened into bony tissue overnight. Her corpse almost looked like a carved wooden statue. Oh, I've heard of something like that before. Of course you have. I frown at him. Don't start now. He clears his throat abashedly. Without finding out what caused his death, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on victims' families' faces if and when the papers are making a razz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved, sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? The city's already running on fumes, crime's becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. No way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city, the rise in crime is bleeding him dry too. Yet I am unsure of what words could soothe those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. You know, considering the victims' backgrounds, having these murders being exaggerated in papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible. No matter the cost. No matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt for this. This is a terrible situation. This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach turning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes in high places. He exhaled sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence yet again. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. Well, you're a good listener. Better than most. He curls his lips into almost a smile. I don't mind it at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. Alright, let's get down to brass tacks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manners of deaths I've said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. How so? One of them doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity. I bring up something from my fairy books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drugs or poison that somehow caused these oddities. But I'd be a fool to not go after my hunches and look into all possibilities. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in, nothing had been stolen. And motives? Revenge? We're still interviewing the city elites, looking for the possible motives. But it takes time, you know how it is. Yes, of course, they're very busy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. His expression turned sour at full tilt. Who? That man? I said people, but yes, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. He scoffs brazenly and doesn't even try to hide it. Even at the first meeting with Mr. Henkel, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Theo said something about Mr. Henkel feeling off and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him. Though it might just be jealousy in disguise. You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Why, of course, he's always got a soft spot for you. Hell, he's probably carrying a torch for you for a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Well, he happened to be interested in Faeology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. We're not even together right now. Like, we're not even dating each other, and I'm not dating Mr. Heckle either. But, like, if I were, we're not dating. So, back off a bit? What, are you to an item now? I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Henkel. But it was necessary to mention him. I don't know anybody else who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there has never really been anything, even if we did go to fundraising events together from time to time. It was strictly business. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever we talk about Mr. Henkel. I don't have the time or energy to argue with him. What should I do? I need a third option that's just like, can you chill the fuck out? And focus on the case. We're not anything. We go to fundraising events from time to time, but these are work. I've got to get money for my research from somewhere, you know. A relationship is strictly business. He gives me a dirty look. Sure, I believe you. Do you want me to help you solve this case or not? Because last I checked, I'm the only motherfucker that can help you right now. No, he doesn't. Besides, what I do with him is none of your beeswax. His voice becomes even more irritated. That's right, it's not my concern. Do whatever you want with him. I fucking will. Just make sure he can keep his mouth shut about the case. I can't help but groan at this turn of events. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood samples to the university's chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims, or their families at least. I'll trust your judgment. I take it this is you agreeing to help with the case? That's right. There are lives at stake. He lets out a soft smile, as though in quiet agreement with what I said. Thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. But the case files are for your eyes only. Understood. He has fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. Suddenly, a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies, about Faeology? That depends. If this was indeed fairy doings, and if through your investigation you can provide solid theories on three things: the culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with the idea that there's a logical explanation, an earthly one, for now. Fair enough. I'd wager that you know we have approximately 24 hours to get some sort of answer, an answer that makes sense. I can feel the papers are close to getting the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, Faeologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? I'll help even without being challenged. Even without being challenged, I'll still help you, you know? He stares at me impassively. Of course I know. Well, if you need anything from me, you can just ring me. Very well. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you asked. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. I ought to get going. Maybe this will be an opportunity for you to increase Faeology's credibility in the eyes of the academics. Maybe. Seems like some detectives has been following the tiny part of Faeology in the newspaper. Says you. The one who had to stop the daily paper subscription just because some detective kept getting the headlines. How do you... Before I could finish, he had walked towards the door and opened it. See you tomorrow around the same time. I hear the door closed. Hey! I exclaimed with a hint of frustration. After some thought, I realized that he must have noticed the missing newspapers on my desk and my assistant's. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. I can only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. As I'm reminiscing about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again, now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It was quite the reunion indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? Oh my god, Zephyr is still talking traffic. We're gonna be solving a crime case and Zephyr's still gonna be lost. The horse is lost. I suppose. Although, you don't have an obligation to help him. I know. But I've already agreed. Very well. Just don't overwork yourself. Yeah, thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting into thoughts. A victim's manner of death, hardening into bony tissue, could be one of the fairy curses, ossification. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this and which one, but it's not this simple. Even they are my longtime companion, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they are secretive about their land too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stuck up on milk and honey for small requests. Speaking of requests, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. Probably because he knows about the murders. I retrieve a paper and a pen, and I mumble to myself as I write. Dear Mr. Henkel, I hope your recent forays into high society have proven more fruitful than they have in... Should I be hyperbolic? No, we're gonna be very straightforward. More fruitful than they have in the half of a decade or so you've been alive. Believe it or not, I have been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folks of the city outweigh the obvious indignities. You first brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Leo's Gala a couple of months ago, and I'm still weighing my options. How do I want to play this? Let's be nice because we want as much favor from him. I still don't have a definitive answer for you at present, I'm afraid. I sincerely apologize for my indecisiveness. About Rusi, I can't say I'm surprised to hear about her latest flirtations with disaster. Since we were both toddlers, she's frequently found herself in trouble. Her fiery personality certainly doesn't help her get out of quarrels. I would love to telephone her and ask how she's doing, but we drifted apart a long time ago. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear that Tale was there to smooth things over for her. I've now arrived at the topic of Tale, or Detective Krause as my patron refers. Suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Tale. How should I answer? I murmur under my breath as I write. As for Tale, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. However, such thoughts are fleeting at best. I have not a single moment of regret over the decision to end it. While signing off, I sealed the letter with wax. I then turned to my trusted Fae. Oz, can I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? Indeed. Time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. You'll see it by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It would be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. Bye! I watch as Oz flits out of my office window and vanishes. Once the Fae is gone, I call my assistant to my office. Yes, Professor? Hold on 1 second. I rifle through the contents of the box. Carefully extract the blood samples that Tale mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Over the 2 years we have been working together, I've picked up on a few of her tells. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective? If you don't mind me asking. Oh no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. He has brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I can't help but grin at her remarks. I'm glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Yeah, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie hurries out. I'm alone in my office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed in by unexplainable, eerie feelings. I should start the investigation right away. Drag and drop items from the inventory to the desk. Select an item in the records, then press the icon to open the inspector and read insights you've gathered. Hover the magnifying glass about an evidence to access the information and see the details in it. Use the black light to see invisible things. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional information. Press the buttons to end the investigation. Wait, how do I open this? Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, let me just... Name, Audrey Woodridge. age 51 years old. Manner of death, hardening into bony tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. Time of death, around 1 p.m. Victim profile, an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Police report, the victim reported hearing strange noises and seeing strange phenomena in the days immediately preceding her death. The interviewing officer suspected, due to the victim's strange behavior, involvement in occult matters. Forensic reports, no traces of drugs or poisons from what could be extracted from the body. Further autopsy is still in progress due to the victim's manner of death. Wooldridge. Oh, that's a familiar name. Let's see. The first victim's crime scene. Okay, I'm understanding how the mechanic works. This is the first time I encounter something that could be ossification. I feel sick to my stomach. No one deserves to die like this. Something odd with her fingers. Oh. Huh. Do I have any Wooldridge? Yeah, okay. So this middle-aged woman in the colored blouse is the victim. I guess this elderly man in the suit is her father. This elderly woman wearing the cardigan is her mother, I suppose. The spectral man is perhaps her brother? Trying to get it to trigger about the fingers. Okay, let me... Oh, da, 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 da. Yeah, we know about that. Ah, okay. Maybe not. If I pull this out, do I get something? No, okay. Let's move on to the next one. Susan Moore, age 40. Age 40 years old. Manner of death, refusing to drink anything but her own blood. Okay. Time of death, around 11 a.m. Victim profile, an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Police report, the victim's mother reported that the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode in the days leading to her death. Specifically, the victim was acting erratically and saying strange things. Forensic report, despite the manner of death, there are no signs of dehydration or hemochromatosis, no trace of drugs or poisons. Blood type unknown, other blood relative investigations are underway. Note, blood does not contain iron. Do I have anything about... Let me see if I have anything about, like, blood in... That's just blood. Okay. Ah. The finger thing. Wait. That's something I noticed. She has an extra finger. Extra finger. She was a changeling. So far we have 2 people that might have involvement with the parasitic fairies, because the blood one is also a parasitic fairy. I'm gonna put this away for now. This seems to be the second victim's crime scene. Her complexion is not quite the pale hue of death, far paler than should be possible, almost drained of color. Something odd with her fingers. She also... Are they not actually dead? Have they been, like, replaced by changelings and then, like, the changeling has been killed? So this middle-aged woman with the perils is the victim. Because this elderly man with facial hair is her father. This elderly woman with the fur color is her mother, I suppose. This other man in the darker suit is maybe her brother. Okay, well, we have evidence that, like, the ring must belong to her. Like, this is the ring, right? Invitation, old coin, makeup. Like, each item must belong to one of the dead people. A wedding ring seems to be made of gold. Okay, let me pull out the... That's like purple. What does purple mean? The state in black religion. Okay, so this is like RP, like it was like here, like RP like 4 or 3 or so. If I have this out, let me put this away. Let me put this here. If I have this like such, will you like be like, hey, this is no okay. This is just for me to note down. Got it. Okay. So it's looking like we might be dealing with parasitic fairies primarily. If the other 2 have extra fingers, that means that it's a changeling then. Name Edna Niblet, age 64 years old. Manner of death, gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. Well, that's gonna be a bit difficult to count the fingers. Time of death, around 10 a.m. Victim profile, an affluent middle-aged woman in the city. Police report, a friend of the victim reported that she visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation. Okay, so the invitation belongs to her. Invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. The friend also wanted to check on the victim's well-being, as she had allegedly been acting strangely at a party the night before. According to the friend, she witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. However, the friend didn't think much of the interaction at the time. At the crime scene, the invitation card dropped off by the friend was seen close to the victim's corpse and was taken in as evidence. Forensic report, no traces of drugs or poisons, blood type unknown, other blood-related investigations are underway. Blood does not contain iron. So that's 2 people whose blood doesn't contain iron. The 3rd victim's crime scene. Her fingers. I've seen corpses before, but never like this. There's another strange thing about her fingers. Also has the extra... Okay. I need to like reread this one to see if I can figure out what her item is. So we know the invitation belongs to... My patron invited me to this event. Oh shit, Zephyr is here. Hi.
Zephyr just got out of the Torment Nexus.
I'm investigating dead people.
As one does.
So to catch you up, since you were in the Torment Nexus and couldn't like see and stuff, we have a case where 4 middle-aged women have been found dead under strange and bizarre circumstances, right? And there's the possibility of fairy involvement, especially because the blood samples that were taken that have been analyzed, at least one of the ones that have been analyzed has been found to have no traces of iron in the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And also in the photographs of the victims have an extra finger. And according to our book, that is a sign of a changeling.
Ooh.
My patron invited me to this event. I'm still uncertain if I want to attend. So 1 second, I'm gonna lower the BGM a little bit. Too loud. Okay. Oh my god, 20th of October. That's one day before my birthday.
That's 5 days after mine.
Never seen a coin like this. It looks rare. Oh.
Oh.
What's happening? Oh shit. I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. A failed transformation magic? The ring had the same fucking effect. The ring that the lady... Oh my god. A failed transformation magic? There's no mistaking it. The structure of the thorax, antennae, curvature, elongated legs, they are exactly the same as the parasitic fae I catalogued several months ago. What happened to you, poor fae? Of course, no response is forthcoming. Well, now I want to look at this ring a little bit more.
Little fella got crisped. Poor thing.
Come on. Come on. We know there's something strange about the ring. Do something. Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh.
Oh. Let me out. Let me out.
I've seen this makeup powder somewhere recently. It's from Nectar Bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? I wonder if the owner likes the box design and carrying it around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insight since her family owns the brand. No reaction on this. So, the ring and the coin are both parasitic fae, except the ring must be a successful one because it's not like switching out or something like that. Okay, let's continue checking, everybody. Enna Niblet, age 64 years old.
Niblet.
Oh wait, we read this one. It's the last one that we're missing, this one. Mary's Hatcher, age 19 years old. This is the youngest one.
Oh no.
Manner of death, death from the shock due to arsenic poisoning. Time of death around 6 p.m. Victim profile, a young factory girl.
Oh.
Note, despite not fitting the trend of the previous victim profile, she has been preliminarily included in this case because she was seen having a heated conversation with the third victim shortly before the victim's death. Police report.
Oh, damn.
The victim's father described her as not acting like herself in the days before she passed. Shortly before her death, the victim visited the police station. According to interviewing officers, she seemed to be on the brink of confessing something when a look of terror suddenly crossed her face. She then appeared to change her mind. She hurriedly left the station without saying anything further to the interviewing officer. Forensic report. Prior to death, the victim suffered from violent abdominal cramping, followed by diarrhea and vomiting, consistent with the effects of arsenic poisoning. Traces of said poison can be found in blood type A and a glass she was drinking from near the time of death. Blood contains iron and other elements commonly found in human blood. She has nothing wrong with her finger, so this was very much a human death. This is not a changeling, this is a person. This is the fourth victim's crime scene. Poor girl. It's a cruel thing to see juice being stolen so abruptly. Are you gonna say anything else? No? Okay, so to sum it up, we very clearly have changeling shit happening.
Mm-hmm.
And arsenic poisoning.
Well, that sounds terrifying.
Because all of the three victims have that going for them. Okay. So we know it has something to do with the changelings.
A serial changeling poisoner.
A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun has set while I've been absorbed in the investigation. Come in. My assistant enters the office.
Oh, hello. Me?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples, and she wants to talk to you.
Already?
Yes, she's just out the door.
I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. Alright, send her in. Minnie nods.
Minnie.
She returns to the reception area. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It has been only 3 years since she has worked at the university, but she has proven her reliability more often than not.
Good evening, Professor.
Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report.
Here you go.
Thank you. So, what have you found?
The most peculiar thing is that there is no iron in one of the blood samples. Say, is this fairy related?
Her question prompts me to ask myself to what extent of the case can I divulge to her. Dale did say that I may ask the patron or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has acknowledged of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch.
This is so exciting. Like, are you working with the police? I don't know. I don't know why I made her British. She just looks British. Does this mean we'll get better credibility in the eyes of the public?
We're all just happy to be here. Zephyr?
Oh, sorry. Oh my, we're going to be in the newspapers, aren't we? And not on the usual corner spots, too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. Sorry, I got a call and I was looking at the voicemail.
I like that you just appear as the fucked up horse now.
I'm just stuck as the horse.
I like how yesterday the Fuji refused to change, and now it refuses to change again, but it's just stuck to the speaking sprite.
The other way.
It appears she took my silence as a yes. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of advancements for Faeology, but her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. As if on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. The specific sound is familiar, more familiar than when my assistant knocks.
Special delivery.
Mr. Henkel's hands are empty. And what, pray, might you be bringing for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Henkel?
Yeah, he looks like a special delivery.
I was about to comment on how our ex-boyfriend thinks that we're shagging up with the old man's and accusing us of being a dill fucker. But I think Zephyr would make that accusation accurate. I'm also gonna make you smaller because the white of the horse image just completely covers part of the game.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why you just make that part transparent. It takes up so much
I
space.
thought it was transparent.
Well, it's not.
I'll change it later. If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you.
Zephyr!
But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins for your office. But your hands are empty. Minerva was instantly enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. Oh, that's why. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. Didn't expect to see you in this office.
There's been a murder, sir.
Someone died.
Like, it's like 4 people, actually.
A lot of someones. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus.
She chuckles.
That's just because this is where all my money went. A well-spent investment nonetheless.
He makes a retort at Dr. Rayford and throws a subtle smile in my direction. How cheeky.
He wants us. So, Florence, what's been occupying your time as of late?
I'm not joking. I need to go in later and, like, grab the part where I was like, why the fuck would you accuse us of dating the dude? And it just immediately cut to you just being like, he wants us.
I am sorry. I already killed all seriousness in this stream. I've only been here for like a couple minutes.
I mean, at least it's a mystery game and not a fucking horror game like the other day. She looks at me briefly, possibly wondering whether she should tell him about what she did for me.
The usual matters, I suppose. Tried asking your father about you the last soiree. However, he confessed he didn't have the faintest idea.
Deadbeat Fowler. What else is new?
Deadbeat. You must tell me more about your chemical research one of these days. Sorry, I had to burp. The colorful pursuits of you young academics thrill me to no end. I also find you very thrilling.
Zephyr!
You know I can't share all that much, Mr. Henkel. Unless, of course, you find yourself in the position to become the chemistry department's benefactor, then all their secrets are yours.
A more playful giggle escapes her lips this time.
I'm afraid I'm all tapped out, financially speaking.
You guys want to see the dead fairy in the box?
Like, you're just waiting there with the, like, incinerated bug.
You guys want to look at it?
You want to look at it? Oh, I'm not buying that one. Not for a second. He's telling fibs, isn't he, Professor?
Well, now I certainly don't want to get in the middle of the money talk of the rich. I wish I had that information, Doctor. It would make proposing for research much easier. It's a bit of a delicate leverage, naturally. Mr. Henkel laughs in amusement. I feel I should ask the reason he's here before this conversation takes an odd turn. On another note, Mr. Henkel, did you get my letter? Is that the real reason you dropped by? Upon recalling that I asked Oz to insert the letter into his mailbox only this afternoon, I'm about to retract this question. Unexpectedly, though, he bows his head in assent.
Your words have always had this immersive impact on me.
Oh my god, you're gonna love Oz when you see it. The design is so cute. I love the fairy design.
Ooh. Perhaps that is why you are such an effective educator. Whenever I encounter your written language, I long to hear it spoken post haste. Are you putting a
Zephyr,
spell on?
lock in.
Are you putting a spell on your letters by any chance?
I think you're the one with all the spells, Mr. Henkel. Your muffins, for one, have always been successful in getting mini scarves down.
Oh dear, you two are making me blush. Even Florence is like...
Okay, you know what? You haven't seen Tail, so I'm gonna wait until you see Tail to see like the reaction for that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll
shut up about the old man. No, I won't, but... I suppose it's time I take my leave and let you both be. I'm due somewhere shortly anyhow.
Please do not leave Zephyr unsupervised in an old person's house.
Don't say that. Oh no, that might not be necessary. I can't stay long either. No.
Zephyr!
Sorry.
Mr. Henkel lapses into silence as he continues staring into my eyes. It's difficult to maintain eye contact with him, but even harder to look away. I wonder what I should do. I ought to discuss the case, but both of them seem to be in a hurry. Should I tell Mr. Henkel to return another day, since I need to have an important conversation with Dr. Rayford right away? Or should I dismiss the chemist and meet with my patron now? There are benefits to either choice. Soliciting Dr. Rayford's opinion on the case may be a good idea. She could share more insight on the chemistry side of the case. Her parents own a successful company that products the powder makeup in evidence. She would also know the social happenings amongst the wealthy elites. On the other hand, Mr. Henkel is also a viable candidate for an interview. His connections within high society know no bounds. Everybody seems to know him one way or another. He might know things Dr. Rayford doesn't. Since he has been funding my research for a long time, he's also more familiar with fairy topics. Whom should I interview? Just to get Zephyr to shut up, we're interviewing the lady. Dr. Rayford, would you mind staying a little longer? I'd like to hear your opinion about something. Dr. Rayford glances at me and then at Mr. Henkel, and then back at me with a glimmer of mischief in her smile.
Are you sure, Professor?
I let her resigned sigh. Sometimes it can be quite difficult to deal with her teasing. Yes. When I address my patron once more, regret colors my tone. Mr. Henkel, would you mind coming back another day? I have something crucial to discuss with the doctor at present.
Of course. I understand your scientific pursuits precede all else. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you for dropping off Zephyr.
Sorry.
Zephyr. Thank you for dropping off those muffins. He only replies with a smile.
I'll see you soon, right?
As soon as possible, I promise. Mr. Henkel and Dr. Wafer exchange brief goodbyes. My patron then departs. I'm alone with the chemist again. Doctor, I might need your further assistance regarding the blood samples and also something more pressing.
So it is true? You are working with the police?
I suppose Detective Krause consulted me this morning about an ongoing criminal case.
Oh, do I sense another old flame flickering back to life?
Your eyes are tricking you, Doctor. It's been ashes for a long time now and nothing has changed.
Ooh.
There's a hint of disbelief in her eyes, but I won't indulge in her playful teasing as there is a more important matter at hand. I clear my throat. So, I would also like to ask you for information, as you may be acquainted with some of the victims or their friends and families.
All right. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, although I do need your sworn secrecy on this.
Of course. I'm adept at keeping secrets. Are you? You look like the gossip kind. You need not worry. The samples I analyzed are part of the evidence in this case, right?
That's right. Let us begin. I tell her the fundamental facts of the case while she listens silently all the while. When I finish my summation, she has only one word to say to me.
Interesting. That's it?
Oh, I get to show her stuff.
My parents' greatest achievement.
It's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Doctor. I don't know much about makeup. How popular is the powder among high society?
The powder has been the craze lately among the upper class, since my parents have successfully gotten Mary Pickford to do its advertisement.
Well, I'll be. Tell me about the lab report.
I've done my best to put all the details there, although I might have missed something regarding the curious blood sample. I found traces of arsenic in this blood sample.
Yes, that was reported by the forensics team too. One wonders who could have done such a thing to the poor girl.
Actually, the chemists do sell arsenic to common people to make their own weed killer and rat poison.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I mean, they just sell the stuff. it's not their responsibility to make sure someone doesn't kill someone with it. You think we gotta put like limits on kitchenware now because people get stabbed to death with kitchen knives?
God, Tara, don't be so restrictive. Like,
God forbid.
God forbid a chemist sells arsenic. I need the extra money, okay?
Yeah. I haven't done that in some time, not since the university contract. But I'm sure the detective has asked his henchmen to collect purchase records from chemists all over the city, don't you think?
Well, if he has, it wasn't in the fucking evidence files. Let's see. Edna Niblet.
Ah, yes, the most intriguing piece of evidence. It's weird, isn't it, that it doesn't contain iron at all, even though it looks just like human blood.
Well, because it's fairy blood, because it's a changeling.
Yes. Not to mention the high percentage of phosphorus.
Huh.
Would you let me know if it ended up being a fairy after all?
Only if I'm allowed. Is there any insight from chemistry as to why there would be no iron in a red-colored blood?
Magic. Sadly, no. I'm just as puzzled myself. This is tomorrow's gala. I'll not be going there since the opera is playing.
I didn't know you're into opera, Doctor.
My late husband and I used to go there for our date nights.
Sadness leaks through her eyes, even though her smile stays bright.
Oh,
I hadn't the faintest she'd been married before.
well, I get because her husband's dead. Speaking of which, I spotted Detective Krauss at the Met during last month's performance. He appeared to be enjoying the opera, accompanied by an attractive, tall, blonde woman. It was quite the unexpected sight.
Yeah, I thought he was just a homosexual.
Like, this is what I mean. She's such a gossip. How is she gonna keep these secrets?
Like, I didn't know he was bisexual.
I never took him for an admirer of opera.
Well, there's a new one on me. How about this ring?
My, are you proposing to me, Professor? No. I'm afraid my heart still belongs to my late husband.
I can hear sorrow seeping through her peppy voice. Quietly, I slipped the ring back into the box.
Like, you know what? Nah, it's just not.
I'm gonna
Look at this dead bug.
I'm gonna leave the dead fairy to last. Okay, Audra Wooldridge. There's no sound to be heard as she stares at the photograph for a little while. I wonder if it's too much for her.
Is this Mr. Woodridge? It's a little difficult to recognize her because of the, well...
She speaks with her usual sunny lilt, which is quite surprising. I guess she has got a strong stomach. Yes, you're correct. What do you know of her?
Everyone knows her and her family, that's pretty sure. They're one of the richest in the city, the elites of the elites. Accordingly, their circle consists only of very selective people, such as your patron, I imagine.
See, this is a good idea. This is why I wanted to talk to her, because this way we know who to really discuss when we talk to him, in case we get limited on who we can talk about. Because we might have to go to the fucking gala, and then we're gonna be limited in what we can speak about.
Yeah. Oh, and their family likes to host charity events.
Did you ever know her to dabble in occult matters?
Unfortunately, what I told you previously is all I know about her. If she did dabble, do you think maybe her manner of death is a result of occult matters? Well, I don't know where ghosts got arsenic.
It is certainly a possibility. Well, she's not the one that died from arsenic. That's the factory lady.
Oh, it was just the factory lady that died from arsenic?
Yeah, this lady died because she turned into a bone statue.
Oh!
This one drank her own blood and died.
Mrs. Moore?
She seems to recognize the victim quite fast.
We've met once or twice at a clothing store and exchanged a few pleasantries. Occasionally, I would see her and her husband at various dinner parties as well. They were a lovely couple. Oh yes, I know her. Although I can't seem to recall her name. Probably because it got took. Mrs. Niblet.
Mrs. Niblet. Oh my god, Mrs. Niblet. You want to know how she died?
How did she die?
She chewed down her own fingers. She nibbled on her fingers.
Mrs. Nibbled to death.
I was already thinking about how Woolridge kind of sounds like wood, wood
Yeah.
statue. More is actually like related to like you can make a connection between dying from like the whole like blood drain and stuff like that to like the Moor and stuff like that.
Somewhat, I think.
Vampires and all that kind of stuff, the Grey
Yeah.
Fog.
The grey flag.
Mrs. Niblet though, it's like the most vile one. This one's insane.
Like, this is some Ace Attorney victim naming type shit. That's right. I saw her quite often at the auction, only going for rare coins.
Did she now?
As usual, the winning bid was hers.
Oh, this time she certainly went for a very rare coin.
I wonder if some of those coins carried some sort of curse, since they came from God knows where.
I mean,
Well,
about that.
well.
Okay. Do you happen to know this girl?
Unfortunately, no, I don't know her.
It's surprising that she seemed rather unfazed by quite the gruesome photographs. I wonder if she had seen worse deaths caused by chemicals.
Probably.
Although, even if I had seen worse, I doubt I could muster such cheer. I've never realized this peculiar side of her. Well, she's British. What more do you want from her? This is a family photographs of the Woolridges.
Ah, yes, it was everywhere in the papers when her father married the famous and one of the most beautiful socialites. The other man here is Mr. Woolridge's stepbrother. Mrs. Woolridge's stepbrother.
Here you go. It's like you're like sounding so confused about the stepbrother thing, and then you realize that, oh wait, I said Mr.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the victim was gender fluid. Diversity win.
No.
Do you know anything about these people?
Aside from being fabulously wealthy and well known, not particularly.
Okay, we're still teasing you about the fairy. This is Mrs. Smur and her family. Could you tell me what you know of them?
Well, I've heard that when Mrs. Moore's biological parents passed away, she was adopted by her parents' trusted employees, from whom she received a lot of love. These employees couldn't have children, you see. Her biological parents left her a substantial inheritance, which she received when she came of age. Then she was married, out of love, to a wealthy entrepreneur. They were hand in hand wherever they went. It's a sad thing. Her luck seemed to slip away just when she needed it most.
Dr. Rayford seems to know more about Mrs. Murr than she let on earlier. While she sounds quite sympathetic, I can somehow sense a hint of jealousy in her voice.
Ooh.
Okay.
Bug. A dead bug? Is this part of the evidence?
Uh,
I thought you wanted to know about the fairy. This is a fairy!
I was hyping this moment up so hard in my brain. I'm so disappointed.
I guess, like, what else do you really want from her? She doesn't know fairies can look like that.
I have no further questions. I believe I have enough information for now.
Is that so? Well, all right.
Earlier, you mentioned you had a prior arrangement, so I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your time. You've been incredibly helpful.
It's no problem. Don't hesitate to reach out if you require anything else.
I give her a brief nod. Dr. Rayford then departs from my office. I'm alone again, but not for long. My assistant pops into the office.
Hey, did you leave us a muffin? Professor, I'm heading home soon. Is there anything else I can do to help?
No, I'll be perfectly fine. I think I'll stay and work for a bit longer.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Professor.
Have a safe trip home. Upon wishing me the same, Minnie leaves.
Bye, Minnie.
I have some time until I have to wrap up my workday and head home from the office. Okay.
Well,
Let's-
that was eventful.
I read somewhere that most insects don't have iron in their blood. Well, if this is a fairy thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Trying to see like if I can get it to react.
Oh.
Hmm. Arsenic, huh? Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dr. Rayford's lab report on the blood samples. The content is quite similar to the forensic report. While elements similarly found in human blood, such as phosphorus, carbohydrates, and some protein, are found in the third victim's blood, it doesn't contain iron. Moreover, the amount of phosphorus found in the higher percentage than in the human blood, making it possible for this to be the blood of a fairy. The fourth victim's blood appears to be normal human blood with iron present. Traces of arsenic are also found. Although there is some new information, I had expected the report to be more detailed. Then again, I did ask her to finish it as soon as possible, and she delivered. Okay, I want to give the ring like one. Okay, it won't do anything. It's the next afternoon. I should be grading assignments, or reviewing the lecture I'm going to deliver come Monday, or do anything productive in the realm of professional duties. Instead, I find my attention straying more and more towards the office door. I voice my frustrations to good old Oz. This is Oz.
Aw, hello!
This is the fairy.
How pretty!
No, you're like, how pretty.
I know he's probably gonna commit some war crimes, but he's so cute. I love him.
He's like our childhood best friend. We've known him since we were 7.
Ah.
Tail will probably arrive at any moment. I can't stop wondering whether my explanation will be enough for him. I mean, the ring glows, the coin turned into a dead fairy, and the blood glows. I don't know, man. I don't know. In the past, no sort of explanation ever seemed to please him when it came to fairies. And why should it do so now? Because the fucking coin turned into a fairy? My voice cracks with concern. Do you want
This
to...
time he came. Like, why not? This time he came to you bearing in mind the possibility of fairy involvement. He'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon.
I like how similar we did Oz's voice.
Oh.
Because I was like, he'd be a fool if he discredits you so soon.
Like, I give him a bit of a lisp because he has a bug mouth.
My fairy companion's chirping becomes increasingly stern with time.
But you need to get yourself together. You must remain steadfast and strong when facing the detective.
Thank you, Oz. Very good, Oz.
Don't permit your voice to falter when presenting your findings.
The blood glows, the ring glows, fucking coin turned into a dead fairy. I feel like if I falter, I'm just stupid.
I mean, you have no way to prove that the coin turned into a fairy.
But I mean, it's a fairy. Hello, here's a fairy. It's dead. I know I can't let myself unravel at this point. It's just that he's never solicited my opinion quite in this manner. A professional insight, no less.
All the more reason you to be as calm as you can be. Maintaining your composure is essential to delivering a persuasive argument. But no matter what happens, at least you know you tried. At the end of the day, he's the one who needs to solve this case.
You're right, of course you are. I'm not a detective, I'm simply a professor sharing my perspective. Thank you, Oz, for always talking me off the ledge. Just then, somebody knocks on the door.
Shoves him into my pocket. That's my cue to sail past your window ledge. Best of luck.
I whisper to her goodbye to my fairy friend. I'll see you tonight, Oz. Once Oz has flown out, I direct my attention toward the door. Come in. My assistant marches in.
Ooh, marches. Professor, you have a visitor.
The detective? Minnie nods. Alright, send him in. Minnie nods once again and walks out of the room.
Sorry.
See? I was like,
Listen, I'm not gonna be as thirsty because I get the feeling that this dude's an asshole.
he's our ex.
He is an asshole. I'm not gonna be as thirsty. He's still kind of fine though, but like he hasn't aged perfectly yet.
This is fucking crazy.
He hasn't aged like wine.
Hale paces around a little bit after strolling in. He appears quite... Okay, I need to bring this up. I'm sorry. It's not gonna leave my brain. I like your obsession with, like, older people and stuff like that. And then just a reminder, like, you're the one older in the relationship.
I mean, if
just...
it helps, I would not touch an older person with a 30-foot pole, like in real life.
Just like, no, thank you. Fictionally,
no.
yeah. Realistically,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Anyways, Hale paces around a little bit after strolling in. He appears quite distracted. He finally stops and opens his mouth.
So what have you learned?
I take a deep breath. 8 fairies. Here it goes. I have to present my findings to perhaps the most sought-after detective in the police force. Hale investigates cases right when the crime scenes unfolded. He's agonizingly familiar with the grit and the grime of the city's darkest recesses. Meanwhile, as a professor, my expertise primarily revolves around the nebulous, the theoretical. I must do my best to stay calm and collected, just as Oz suggested. I read the case file. Victim's odd behavior shortly before death could be due to hypnotic spells from fairies. The fourth victim went to the police station, but before she said anything, it seems she saw something that scared her away. What if she saw something not human? And that manner of death? He interrupts me before I can finish.
Oh, brother, I've no time for assumptions. I don't like him anymore. The papers telephoned our department this morning. They said they found out about some of these deaths.
So that's why he looks agitated.
The chief is preparing a statement for tomorrow regarding this. So I'll just cut to the chase. Is there fairy involvement?
Just puts the fucking dead fairy in front of him.
Like, it holds up the fucking desiccated bug.
Yes, I'm certain of it. I can tell his interest is piqued. However, I like to first lay out the basics since I'm pretty sure you've discarded the things I've told you in the past. He grumbles as if in admission of my statement. So far, we've identified 3 classes of fairies: warriors, scribe, and parasitic fae. Warriors have strong offensive magic, scribe's magic tends to be defensive, and parasitic magic as well, parasitic. We Faeologists have developed a tool called Blacklight to detect traces of Fae magic. It can even be detected through photographs if the magic is especially strong. I did not check the photos with the black magic. With the black light.
Oh no!
It's fine. I mean, I think I did. I think I tried with the first photograph and it wasn't doing anything, so I just didn't do it for the rest. Warrior magic glows red, scribe magic blue, and parasitic magic shines purple. The ring shone purple. The coin shone purple and red before it got burned and turned into the Fae, to the parasitic Fae. And then the blood shone purple and red. I found that seemingly, fairies of one specific class are behind this.
Which one is the culprit?
Parasitic Fae. They're of the parasitic class.
Oh, sorry. What is the evidence?
The fingers, the coin. It's like the last 3 are the most like possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So we might have fucked up already.
Oh no.
Apparently it's not parasitic Fae.
Fear.
Yeah, third victim's blood sample though is like the most obvious.
Mm-hmm. We'll just have to go back later.
Honey.
Oh, how does this prove parasitic involvement?
I slot the blood sample beneath the black light to show the magic traces. You see, it glows under the black light.
I can see the purple traces, but what about this red glow?
I'm taking a moment to collect my thoughts. You're right, I must have missed it.
What else you got?
Okay, so because we didn't say warrior we're not able to answer to that one. So we miss an accuracy point, chat.
No.
It's fine, it's fine. Dead Fae.
How does this prove parasitic involvement?
I put the dead Fae beneath the black light. This is a dead parasitic Fae. Look, it glows under the black light.
Is this dead bug the one behind the murders? No. All I can see is... And I can see the purple traces, but what about this red glow?
Okay, so we're definitely losing. I'm kind of like... I thought it was parasitic.
Do we like go back for a second?
Oh. We're gonna have to like replay the entire thing.
Oh no.
I really want to get the good ending. I really want to get the good ending. You know what? Let's just continue. See how it like goes. And we'll just play it. We'll just go back. We'll just go back. It's fine. We'll redo this. He's right. I feel like I didn't think this through. You're right. It appears I should reinvestigate. Teo let out a long sigh. The look on his face says it all. He's profoundly disappointed. Please let me. I swallowed back a lump rising in my throat.
Clearly you haven't been thorough in your investigation.
Because I thought the purple was more fucking significant!
Either you're missing important things or you just don't take this as seriously as I thought.
I'm sorry, I thought purple was more fucking important. Because we had a dead parasitic! Faye! But I do take it seriously. If I could just reinvestigate. It's hard to get any sentences out of my mouth. No words of mine could ease the way he sees me now.
Doesn't matter. We're running out of time. I couldn't find proof of it being unusual drugs or poisons either. Even those atypical drugs don't cause this kind of bizarre hallucinations. No poison could turn the whole body into hardened bones.
His eyes narrow on me, full of quiet accusations. I'm sorry, I clicked parasitic because we had a dead parasitic Fae, and I went, well, clearly it has to do with the parasites, especially because I was like, well, changelings are parasitic related, so it has to be the fucking changeling. My bad, dude. My fucking bad. I'm gonna tell
I don't
Oz.
like him.
Telling Oz to kill you. I don't care. I'll give Oz all the milk and honey they want.
Honestly, I can't believe this.
Shut the fuck up. I'm so mad.
You've dedicated many, many years to the study of forensic Faeology. And this is all you have to show for it?
What are you?
I know you're clever, capable, competent.
I'm gonna bash your head in with the fucking globe.
But you ought to consider changing your field.
I'm sorry, I thought the fucking purple was more important. I'm sorry, I didn't consider the bright glowing red to be more important when we had a dead parasitic berry there.
You're not cut out for
I'm
forensics.
not a forensic scientist. I'm not a forensic scientist. I didn't study forensics.
I feel like I'm starting to see red. I can't believe he's bringing up my profession this way. I know I messed up, but you just crossed the goddamn line. He knows I tried my best given the limited time, but he just keeps hammering away. It hits me all over again how easy it is for him to make me feel really small.
I'm just laying down the facts.
He says it so nonchalantly, as if he doesn't see the effect of his opinion on me. I can't do
Hit him.
this anymore. My anger's beyond containment. I never want to see you again. Get out.
Fine by me, but I don't plan on ever coming back to this office anyhow.
Upon picking up the box of evidence, Teo turns to leave. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. He slams it. I find myself striding restlessly in my room, some seizing with frustration. Perhaps this is for the best. After all, there's a reason I walked away and it's all coming back to me. As I was steadying my breath to calm down, I realized something. I haven't explained Dr. Rayford's findings on the blood samples, how it could be fairy blood, and the significance of the scribe sigils on prominent families. She gave me additional information too on the victims as well as the popularity of the makeup. I didn't have the chance to tell him all that. Well, so be it. I'm not going to write him or telephone him. Perhaps I'll just write an anonymous letter to the homicide department. But first, I ought to finish grading the assignments that I neglected yesterday. It's been an hour and a half since I forced myself to get back to work and my anger hasn't subsided. Then it strikes me. I'm no more angry at Teo than I am at myself. How did I fail this? Why wasn't I thorough enough? I'm sorry, I'm not good with colors, okay? My bad. Still, that doesn't give him the right to talk to me like that. I burn my face in my hands as I've realized that I've merely been spinning in circles. Okay.
Professor, is this a bad time? Kind of.
I look up at her in shock. When did she get in?
I knocked, then I waited for a minute. And it occurred to me that perhaps you didn't hear me.
Oh, sorry. My mind is more than a little preoccupied.
The detective had an intensely brooding expression when he left. I figured that the meeting didn't go well. I can stay longer if you need to talk.
I'm about to bash that man's head in, so... Thanks, Minnie. I'm not sure about talking, but I could use some company.
Of course, Professor. Would you like me to fetch us a bottle?
Sure.
Any preference?
Whichever bottle is biggest. Or whichever has the highest alcoholic content.
Bottle blues.
Okay. We are going to get a good ending now. Yeah, we already reached out for the boss to check. Next, more about his thoughts. Okay, last time we said I'll help us out being challenged, so I'll accept the challenge this time, so let me read this. Bring it on, detective. This brings a grin to his almost consistent brooding expression.
Good. If you need anything from me, just ring me.
Aye, sir. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you asked.
I promise. But I can't promise to not scoff from time to time. God, he's unbearable.
That's good enough.
I'll have to get going.
Okay, this is all. Uh,
I think just do everything you did originally, and then we try to.
yeah. Also, the Oscar questions only really matter once we go into the full game, according to the walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Oscar route it's like intended for chapter 1 and further, so like we'll really see like Oscar route in like the full game.
Hell yeah.
I'll just go with the same answers. Okay. We're gonna be speed running this a little bit.
I'm gonna be playing Cannon Run while we do this.
You're gonna be what?
I'm playing Cannon Run.
What? What?
The Cookie Run game mode.
Okay, nothing weird. I like that I'm just speed running this right now, like, yeah. Like, my bad that I was like,
Damn.
I was thought it was purple was more relevant.
Like, damn, he laid it on thick. That's crazy. Personally, I would not take that disrespect. I mean, I guess you
Oh,
didn't, but...
oh, wait, this is new. This is new.
Oh.
I saw something on their hands.
Blue.
Oh, there's like, oh, there's scribe marks on their hands. Wait, what's that on her hand? She also has it. So that's what we missed. Okay. Let's get the coin. Now let's burn the coin. Poor boy.
I'll never be the same.
Hmm?
Sorry.
Oops, wait, I wanted to check. Okay. We did everything the same. So mad, it's just because I said parasitic instead of warrior thing. Let's just go through and get the evidence out of you. Julie speeding through this like, hey. Okay. Okay. And now we quickly go check up on the new stuff. So that we have all the possible options and stuff like that. Okay. And now we're gonna get the good ending.
Yeah.
Yes, there's furry involvement. It's a warrior fae.
What is the evidence? Let's go. Let's try this again.
Third victim's blood sample.
How does this prove warrior involvement?
I got the blood sample beneath the black light to show the magic traces. You see, there's a glow of purple and red under the black light.
How do the purple traces, or parasitic magic as you say, have a part in this?
The blood is fairy blood? That is because this blood is fairies, and their blood contains traces of their own magic. This is further supported by the blood sample analysis. Fairy's blood has high content of phosphorus, just like reported. Adding to that, the missing iron. Fairies have an aversion towards iron, they don't have it in their blood. They can still, however, withstand the iron in human blood. That's why some parasitic fae like to drink our blood. As I ramble on, Tail listens intently with a slightly surprised look on his face every time I start a new sentence.
To be honest, I'm out of words at the moment. What else you got?
I mean, the dead fae.
The thing did also glow red.
I mean, we could go dead fae or we could go ring.
Maybe.
I mean, I feel like the dead fae is probably like here.
How does this prove warrior involvement?
I put the dead fae beneath the black light. This is a dead parasitic fae. Look, it glows purple and red under the black light.
I take it their bodies still glow even after they're dead?
Correct. It takes a little while until their magic is fully dissipated from the corpse.
Only just looks like a normal bug to me.
Hold on 1 second. I turn to the shelves and pick up one of the boxes containing a deceased insect from my ongoing research. I open the lid and show it to Tail. I found this one dying just yesterday. It died shortly after. Swiftly, I put it beneath the black light. The normal one doesn't glow, you see. Tail's expression is a blend of amusement and bewilderment.
Quite interesting. And how does it end up here?
A failed transformation magic. We established that. It's a parasitic fae that got warped by a coin due to transformation magic going awry. Awry. The coin and the evidence turned into this when I put it under the black light long enough, essentially revealing what it really was. So the third victim, Mrs. Niblet.
What about her?
Mr. Henkel said that she has her numerous coin collection displayed in all the rooms in her house. That particular coin must have been nearby when she met her fate. I can see a feeling of unease reflected in Tail's expression as he stares at me.
I need a moment to digest all this.
I nod and take a moment to arrange the box neatly before placing it back on the shelves.
What else you got?
The ring.
How does this prove warrior involvement?
I'll place the ring beneath the black light. You see, Mrs. Murr's ring glows purple and red under the black light. See, and you're blaming me for
How's-
choosing fucking Parasite.
Okay, it just happens to be that the warriors were also parasites.
Well, no, the warriors were just the ones doing this stuff, and that's why their thing is brighter, and they were using the parasites or something like that, but I'm still so mad about that.
Like, so, okay, I'm still wrapping my head around this. The warriors did it with the help of the parasites.
And the scribes, because the family pictures had, like, the scribe stuff on their hands.
Hey, I'm just wondering how this makes warriors the main culprit, though.
I guess because their magic is brighter.
I guess.
I'm also, like, being, like, I want to be lenient in the confusion, since this is just a prologue.
Oh, true.
So, like, I feel like a lot of, like, I feel like in this case, the confusion is a good thing. You know?
Yeah.
Because this isn't, like, this is a demo, this is just a prologue, also, of the game.
Like,
So,
hey,
like-
why does this... Well, you'll find out when the game's fully released.
Yeah, like, I feel like as a prologue, the confusion is necessary, because it makes the person go, oh, why is that? Why is that? Hold on a moment, hold on.
But why does it glow purple as well? Well, it's not failed because it didn't poof into...
Yeah, it's part of transformation magic then. That's because the
Yes.
ring is a part of transformation magic. When the parasitic Fae is transformed into a changeling or human look-alike, high Fae magic is able to copy everything, including Mrs. Moore's wedding ring. Oh, that's my speaking. I for a
Yes,
moment
you
I
are
was.
you are the narrator.
There's sudden silence in the air as Theo's eyes widen in consternation.
What the hell are we dealing with here?
He mutters in a voice that is filled with dismay.
God, I can't believe my ex is right. This sucks. There appears to be strong evidence pointing towards warrior involvement. Based on what you showed me, parasitic fairies are one way or another connected to the manner of killing. But you still haven't shown me how the warrior fairies killed the victims. Oh, there we go. Give it to me straight. How do you figure the murders were carried out?
Forest director parasite just applies causing no. First replaced victim was changeling. We know it's changeling because of the fingers.
Yes.
The warrior high fae used their transformation magic to turn parasitic fae into human lookalikes of the victims, which are often called changelings.
Changelings.
I take out the crime scene photographs of middle-aged victims and lay them on the table. Using the magnifying glass, I show the oddity in the victim's hands to Theo. This is one of the possible anomalies that is likely to happen due to the complexity of transformation magic used in creating changelings. As famous as these latest families are, it would have been a big thing on the papers if they had 6 fingers from when they were children. I don't seem to remember anything like that in the newspapers, do you?
No, me neither.
Theo looks away as though trying to remember all the newspapers he has read. He also explains the missing iron in the blood sample, since the corpses are not human. I wait until Theo meets my gaze again before continuing. They then murder the changelings using ossification and hallucination magic. It is done to cover up what they really did to the real humans.
What they really did. Like what?
It can be anything. The real humans might be kidnapped to the fairyland, destined to wed certain fairies and bring forth offspring. Or be employed as a slave. Or tortured for amusement until they die. I shiver at the thought of it happening to the poor ladies. They appears to be unsettled by the same thoughts as well.
Hold on, are you saying that they might still be alive?
There is a chance. Yet the realm of the fairies is still an enigma, even for those who study their kind. The Faeologists in the university have barely met any living fairies. I'm like casually glancing over to like the ledge of my window, like shh.
Like puts Oz under a cup.
You're aware of how fresh this field is within academia, aren't you? Theo nods. It pains me to admit that I generally do not know how to get them back. I will keep trying nonetheless. We both fell silent as though a heavy weight had settled in our throats, refusing to budge.
We can also look at this case from another angle. The motives. Based on your investigation, what could the rationale behind Warrior Fairy's act? What could be the rationale behind the Warrior Fairy's actions? Dyslexia moment.
Difficult to pinpoint the reason why fairies do what they do since they don't follow human rules or morality. However, I found that
Oh. I think, yeah, the scribes.
the three middle-aged are blessed by a scribe face, shown by the sigils on one of their hands. I say as I hover the black light on top of the family photographs one by one. I mentioned before that especially strong magic can be even seen through photographs.
Yes, I remember.
He answers while taking the black light out of my hand and checking the sigils himself. Two
Don't touch
sigils
that,
light.
that's expensive.
Two sigils light up on Mrs. Woolridge's family photograph and one on Mrs. Murr's. The sigil is a sign of being blessed by one of the scribe fae, usually given when someone has done a very special boon for a scribe. It gives good fortune and is passed down through generations. As you know, the middle-aged victims and their families are old rich families that have stayed on top of for many decades. That's how strong the magic is. Mrs. Murr was adopted. That's why it's only her who has it. Her late biological parents hailed from a distinguished and affluent lineage. Theo points at the face in Mrs. Woolridge's photographs.
And he's the biological father, while the other two were step-family.
I nod at him. I'm positively sure that should we check into Mrs. Niblet's family photograph, she and her children would display the same sigils.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, and it's also meant as a warning for others not to harm the marked human. Oh!
Oh. So is this the warrior face just going, hey, post up!
Concerning.
Like, I'm not supposed to harm this human? You mean this human?
Fuck you.
This one?
I mean, I guess they can argue it's not harming if they just kidnap the human and just changeling the dead one.
It's like, look, they're still alive, they're not harmed, like waving them around like a plushie. Like, ooh, I've got your human. I guess that warning didn't work out in this case, did it?
No, it didn't.
I suppose this does make sense, and it's a pattern.
Yes. This might be targeted murders. He then casts a glance my way with an air of satisfaction around him, then breaks into a smile.
Good job. Don't fucking smile at me, I hate you.
My, considering how rarely he gives commendations, this sounds like the compliment of a lifetime. I can feel my confidence is going through the roof. Thank
Stand
you.
up. Lastly, what have you found on the poor girl, Mary Hatcher? Any connection to fairies?
The chemist's report is similar to the case files. The blood is normal human blood, traces of arsenic. I didn't find any sign of fairy magic from the evidence. She mentioned that you might already be collecting purchase records from chemists all over the city.
That's right. We're still investigating whether someone has a link to the girl.
I see. The chemist's parents own a cosmetic company that produces a makeup powder in the evidence. She said it is popular among the upper class ladies since they've gotten Mary Pickford to do the advertisements. He picks out a small notebook and a pen from his trench coat and starts writing. I'm not sure if this is useful.
Every scrap of information counts. Except for when it's wrong information, and then we get verbally berated. I have to note down the things you've talked about today as well. Findings really threw me for a loop. I forgot to take notes.
Of course, take your time. While Teo is writing, I tidy up my desk and put the evidence back in the box.
Anything else you got?
That's all I have for now. He puts his notebook and pen back in his coat. He heaves a sigh so heavy He heaves a sigh so heavy I can believe he has the weight of the city on his shoulders.
Heaves a sigh so heavy that's an attack on ESL.
Even so, when he looks at me, there's a glint of something that wasn't there before. This fleck of illumination is all the more stark since we've started this discussion. It's hope, perhaps. A tiny,
No.
delicate thing is blooming in this room to counteract the overwhelming darkness and despair outside. I like your immediate, like, no, fuck that. You're like, I don't like this dude.
Like, and then the full game comes out and he actually redeems, and I'm gonna be like, God damn it.
You're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm the #1 fan. I'm just gonna pull up this stream like, hey.
No.
Hey.
I'm gonna be like our friend that just goes 10 toes down. Hey, actually, I can never really hate a character if they do get better. Always knew you were clever. I have to say, you've outdone yourself this time. I'm impressed. From start to finish, you were able to line the evidence perfectly with your theories. Everything makes perfect sense.
I can't believe he's saying all this. I'm feeling like $1,000,000. Thank you, Dale. It means so much coming from you.
And I always told you you'd make a good detective. Is that why he
Yes.
told us that?
Yes, he has. It feels nostalgic.
No.
It feels nostalgic all of a sudden. Feels like such a long time ago. I'd got a smirk out of him.
Well, we still got our work cut out for us. At least for now, innocent people won't get thrown in jail, thanks to you. I just need to convince the chief and the papers. Though with your findings, it sure would make it a lot easier.
If anyone can pull it off, it's you. Even with the ragamuffin look, there's something about you that makes people listen to you and trust you.
Well now, you did fall for this ragamuffin.
I'm just like looking at you like...
Ah, he's an asshole, but he has the riz.
I'm like, there it is, there it is. And how do you know it wasn't your constant brush with danger that drew me in?
Oh, I know.
I'm sure of a comeback for once. He knows just how to catch me off guard. All of a sudden, the playful glint in his eye disappears, replaced by a serious stare.
Listen. I might have to bring up your name in my report. I can't predict how the papers will handle this, but it's possible they'll mention you in Faeology. This is good for your field, of course. But it could draw unwanted, dangerous attention your way.
I'll be fine, Dale. I can protect myself. This is what the field needs.
Indeed, you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. I know that very well.
I do appreciate you worrying over me. Dale's concern seems to fade, and he lets out a sigh of relief.
Have you ever relaxed your eyebrows ever, by the way?
No, they're permanently stuck like that.
Well, this day's certainly been a ride.
Stop.
You yawned first!
He glanced at his rich... I hate He glances at his wristwatch.
Oh, I still got time until I have to get back to the station. Fancy a drink with me? You can tell me more about fairies. I'll listen with way less judgment this time. Just like I promised.
Sickening. Sure.
Like,
Would you mind waiting until I finish grading a few assignments? It will take 10 minutes at most.
go ahead.
I focus my attention on the assignments. There's a minute of companionable silence. The scribbling of my pen is the only noise audible. Theo then speaks.
You know what we should toast to when we drink?
What?
We should toast to being a good team. I think this dude should get hit by a car.
We're a team, are we?
Aren't we? Or at least we should be. Your knowledge of the fairies is exactly what we need to make sense of all this mess. Not just that, your talent for investigation is as impressive as they come. If you act as a consultant in a high-profile case like this, you'll be handsomely compensated, of course. Imagine what those funds could do for your Faeological research. So what do you think? Would you ever consider joining the investigation in an official capacity?
I'll consider it. I like the dead silence from you over the CG.
What the fuck?
It's another afternoon in the office.
Oh, we get a post ending.
My patron has stopped by to discuss a research project that I've been considering. Shut the fuck up.
Hi.
Now that Faeology might get increased credibility, especially with the police, I think we should examine the prevalence of strange deaths caused by fairies, don't you think, Mr. Henkel? The police might agree to help us collect the data.
I'm not so sure about that. It would take time for the police to trust us to that extent. Besides, wouldn't it be more pressing to focus your research on warrior phase? We have to talk. Ooh.
Before I can respond, two individuals suddenly barge into my office.
Sorry, I tried to stop him but couldn't. Even though I've told him you're in a meeting right now.
Minerva wants this man dead.
Like, ooh, it's about to get intense.
That's okay, Minnie. You can let me handle this.
If you say so, Professor. It's about to get so manhwa in here.
Minnie grumbles at Theo as she walks out. What's eating you, Theo? Theo doesn't so much as glance at Mr. Henkel. He unfurls a rolled up newspaper from the inner pocket of his coat. He hands it to me. Oh. Oh no.
Ah, shit.
At a glance, I can see the phrases fairies are evil, evil is afoot, and fairies killing humans spelled out in bold, oversized letters. As I begin reading, my patron peers over my shoulder to read as well. It is not the chief's statement that made the front page. It's another bizarre murder, and this time, the victim is a beloved celebrity. She danced until her body gave out. They wrote out all the excessively grisly details connected to her deaths. Moreover, the reports surrounding the other homicides have been thoroughly sensationalized and exaggerated. They've depicted fairies as evil enemies of mankind, and in some parts, they've insinuated that war between beings is brewing. Reading all this makes my heart sink and my stomach churn. I need to put the paper down for a moment. This is truly awful.
I've already checked the crime scene. Details of this latest incident look similar to what we've uncovered from previous murders. Given everything, I say Fairy is definitely in the picture here. Though it's still hard to make heads or tails of all this.
Something just clicked in my brain.
What?
Earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a mention that, like, we could ask Oz for very significant favors, but of course, those favors have very significant, like, trade-offs, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we tend to just rely to small favors, because those can be paid in just milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
What if this is the significant trade-off?
Oh no.
Like an ancestral family, because we know this is like a bloodline thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some ancestor, a grandfather, great grandfather, whoever got rich first in the family, made a deal with the Fae to become rich, right? To have their family lineage be rich.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fae was like, okay, but then in exchange we'll take one of your descendants. What if that's what's happening?
Oh.
Like, this is just a trade-off that's happening.
Ooh.
Very difficult to grasp their motives, but judging by the methods and frequency, I have to say this is significant. Something big might be going on in the land of the fairies. As the conversation unfolds, Mr. Henkel appears to be deeply in thought.
I need you to check something really quick.
Theo gives me a photograph of the celebrity. Knowing exactly what he wants, I retrieve the black light from my drawer and examine the photograph closely. Posteo Mr. Henkel peeled. Hostia puta, de verdad, me voy a matar. Bosteo Mr. Henkel peeked over my shoulder to see. A sigil, the same one as the other 3 victims had.
I suppose we can now establish that these are targeted murders.
I nod at him. For some reason, Mr. Henkel is nodding with me. Although the 4th victim, Mary Hatcher, doesn't have the sigil, does she? Did you find anything more about it? Theo shakes his head, leaving behind a troubled look.
Nobody in the purchase records has a strong link to the girl. We're asking around here and there. The girl was a saint. Everybody loved her.
Except the 3rd lady that had an argument with her.
Her squabble with Mrs. Niblet is the strongest lead we have.
A striking realization dawns upon me. What if the fairy transformed into a human and purchased the poison?
What? They can do that? Did we not just... Okay.
Suddenly, Mr. Henkel's familiar voice fills the room after his long stretch of silence. Yeah.
Oh, yes, detective. Although when a fairy shifts into human shape, they cannot assume the identity of someone already living. Your culprit may well be a name on the list, but one that doesn't truly exist.
I give a nod in agreement with his words, feeling slightly proud that my patron is reading all the knowledge this university has to offer. Theo flinches at Mr. Henkel's input, clearly having dismissed him as part of the furniture.
You know what? Maybe they should kiss.
Just old man Yowie.
Old toxic old man Yowie.
like messaging the devs like, hey, what do we need to have this be a root?
Like, can we get a poly ending just so we can see them kiss?
He then scoffs.
Oh.
Theo. All I get from Theo is a shrug. Surprisingly, he turns towards the patron.
From what I've come to understand, fairy magic is more than capable of doing the killing. They've no need for poison.
Yeah, but fairies don't kill indiscriminately. This is clearly an exchange for prescribed magic.
but I won't discard the possibility.
Mr. Henkel only replies with a smile. Well, that's certainly a rare occurrence. Theo goes back to ignoring Mr. Henkel and talks directly to me.
I should mention that I've gotten permission for you to check the crime scene. Come with me tomorrow?
I'll see what I can do.
Alright, I've got to go. I'm leaving the newspaper here. There are more articles about Faeology that you should read.
Without so much as a word of goodbye to Mr. Henkel, Theo turns and leaves. I pick up the paper again and continue reading, while Mr. Henkel silently reads alongside me. The field of Faeology is indeed mentioned quite markedly, but its loyalty to humankind is under scrutiny. Although the police chief spoke of our help, the papers continue to raise doubts about our involvement in these killings. Hostia puta, de verdad, es que siempre los putos periódicos de mierda.
Oh yeah? If you know so much about fairies, how are we supposed to assume that you're not in cahoots with them? How about you jump off a bridge?
Is the Faeology University a friend? Or a foe? You keep acting like this, we'll fucking show you.
Okay, that was fire.
Yeah, I like this game. I am looking forward to the full game, genuinely speaking.
I'd like to play this too. I'm not as I'm not really good with visual novels. Definitely not as much as Altair here, but I do like them.
I said you were gonna say mystery games, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, you suck at mystery.
Yeah, I do suck at mystery games.
It's okay, we'll like play it together or something.
Okay.
Okay, you'll read and then I'll bounce thoughts off of you and you'll just kind of nod along.
Like an actual detective duo. We got one who's actually doing the detectiving and the other one's like, oh.
But yeah, like overall I really enjoyed it. I feel like any sort of like critique I have is kind of unfounded because this is a prologue. So it's like, oh, you've left this line here. You go, yeah, obviously this fucking line has been left. It's a fucking prologue.
Like, hey, there's so many like details that aren't like fully resolved. No shit.
Mm-hmm. And that's sad, right? Like, I'm very like, I'm kind of locking in my theory as to why this is happening, as this being like payback sort of thing. Like, this is the trade-off that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, at no point have we been told that, like, well, apart from parasitic fairies, right? Like, fairies have no real reason to harm humans. And even with parasitic fairies, I don't recall reading anything about them killing humans. They just like to drink the blood of humans. They're like vampires.
Yeah, like they're usually just at the crime scene as like either a second victim or just something or another.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of like locking in that it has something to do with like the scribe magic, and this is being like a trade-off of the scribe magic and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like very specific that it was these 3 ladies that got killed, and I feel like what the fuck are you doing?
You know the lock your mom gave me? I've been using it as a fidget.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Sorry.
I was like, what are you doing? Are you fucking clipping your nails or something?
No, I'm not.
But yeah, like, I have a feeling that was like the 4th victim, the like factory worker girly. I feel like she definitely knows something about the Fae involved in some way, and that's probably what's part of the argument, you know? I feel like that was some kind of argument related to that fact, right?
Mm-hmm. That they had the "I know what you are" conversation.
I know what you are. What? Say it. Say it, Bella. Say it.
Say it, Bella. You know what? That's actually a good thought, because then they have, like, they go out of their way to use a human method to kill her.
Because they did say that the argument happened in like a party or some kind, right?
Yeah,
So it's
like
possible.
she almost like got them ratted out in the middle of public.
Mm-hmm. So it would make sense that like they'd want her dead because of that. Or maybe the argument was that she had with like the lady was something along the lines like, I want that connection to the Fae, and the lady was like, you're just some common factory worker girl. You're not getting my connection with the fairies.
Like, yeah, like that could like it could either be fairies trying to hide their tracks or a genuine human murder.
I feel like if fairies were trying to hide their tracks, they wouldn't be putting 3 changelings and a parasitic fairy just lying around.
Oh yeah, like they were already trying to hide their tracks with that.
I feel like the factory worker definitely has a little bit more of a human involvement in the death than like fairy leaning. You know, like I feel like her death leans more human than fairy.
Yeah, and then in that case, it's probably like she knew about the family's involvement with the Fae, and they had her like old Yellard to not yap about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, uh I think tomorrow we're playing another demo from the same studio.
Mm.
If I feel up to it, because I'm kind of my health's been kind of a bit of a download, so I might take tomorrow off after all to rest.
Mm-mm.
But yeah. Having said all that, thank you for coming. Leave a like, subscribe, all the stuff. You've been on YouTube, you know how it works, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, everybody. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.